Okay, guys, we'll start the session now. This is one of the question asked by a biomedical student, Sineka. So I will explain this one from here. Okay, and I think all the biomedical guys, if you have any difficulty of solving these problems, that means those are the basic things. I will give the outline for those 60 questions. Right, we'll see what was the thing what I have discussed in the last session. Okay, this is basics trigonometry, guys. I told you that if it is, I have already told you, we can create 4 quadrants here, and after that, according to this way, we can name this thing as the first quadrant, and this is the second quadrant, and this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. And I told always there will be an acute angle in the first quadrant. Okay, if I just erase this part, sorry, this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, right? And I told you that always there will be acute angle in the first quadrant because the angle value is 0 to 90 degrees. And the second quadrant, it is 90 to 180 degrees. And the third quadrant, it will be 180 to 270. And the fourth quadrant, it is 270 to 360. And it will be continually going. After 360, the problem arises from this 360. After 360, what will happen? 360 after that one, what will happen? It is again going in the anti-clockwise direction. 360 plus 90, it is 450. After that, 450 plus 90 is 540. 540 plus 90 is 630. 630, 90 is 720. If you want, you can again go. Okay, that will be continued. Right. So we'll come back to the things again. Right. In the first quadrant, if it is again repeating also, if it comes to the first quadrant, okay, that means something below 450, because 360 plus 90 is 450. In between 450 and 360, always it is acute angle. 450 plus 90 is 540. That means if something is more than 450 and less than 540, it will be in the second quadrant. If it is more than 540 and less than 630, that will be in the third quadrant. If it is more than 630 and less than 720, always it will be in the fourth quadrant. I have told the names of these angles also. The first quadrant, the name of the angle is the acute angle because it is less than 90 degrees. Okay, if it is less than 90 degrees, or if it is, you can consider if it is less than 450 also, when it is completing a cycle and going. Okay, right. When something comes to this second quadrant, okay, as an example, something below 180 or something below if it is completing a cycle, something below 540 and more than 450, it will be obtuse angle. If it is located in the third quadrant, we call it as the reflexive angle. And if it comes to the fourth quadrant, that means it is completing a cycle, we call it as a complete angle. Okay, those are the basics that we have discussed. And the next thing, okay, that is the first thing. And the next thing, you want to identify what are the signs of the angles. If it is located in the first quadrant, always the sign is positive. And if it is locating in the second quadrant, what we call it will be only sign is positive. Only sign is positive. Again, if it is located in the first quadrant, any trigonometric value will be positive. We can say all is positive. Anything will be positive. So we can say it is all positive. If it comes to the second quadrant, we can say only sign is positive. What will happen if it comes to the third quadrant? Only tan is positive. Only tan angle is positive. When it comes to the fourth quadrant, we can say only cos is positive. And to remember this one, we can use a small trick. We can say all St. Thomas College. St means the sign. All, I will write all St. Thomas College. Okay, what will refer this one? The first quadrant, it is all positive. And the second quadrant, only sign is positive. This S refers to the sign. The second quadrant, only sign is positive. And the third quadrant, only tan is positive. T refers to the tan. And the fourth quadrant, only cos is positive. Okay, so you can understand in the first quadrant, any trigonometric value will be positive. And the second quadrant, only sign will be positive. And in the third quadrant, tan will be positive. And the fourth quadrant, cos will be positive. Right. Then after that one, I have discussed some simple questions here, guys. And I told two ways to identify the angles. And always I ask you to make them as an acute angle to do those things. We'll just think about this again. I will remind the things. If I ask you to remember some sort of angles, that means the angles between 0 and 90. 0 and 90. So you have to, I will erase this part and I will clear up the things and show you the things. I ask you to remember the basic angles here. Basic angles, I ask you to remember. This is 0, it is 0, and it is 30, and it will be 45, 60, and 90. I ask you to remember these things. Right? I ask you to remember these things. Right. These are the angles you want to remember. I just write the trigonometric value here. Sine. We'll first write here is the sine. This will be cos. Here we'll write it is cos Here we'll write it as the tan. And I ask you to fill these things as well. That means cosec, cot, and the sec. Those things I ask you to fill. But we'll focus only about these basic angles. 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90, 60 and 90. So one mistake here. There's a mistake. This the way I have arranged is wrong. I will take this way. Right, guys. Right. And here we'll put just the angle value, then sine, cos, tan. We'll write like this way. We will first put angle, and here we'll put this will be sine, this will be cos. Sine, cos, and tan. Tan. And here the angles 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Sorry, guys. We'll take this from 45, 60 and 90. 60 and 90. 90. And sine 0 is 0. And sine 30 is half. Sine 45, it is 1 over root 2. I just write root 2. And sine 60 is root 3 over 2. And sine 90 is 1. You have to remember these things. And cos 0 is 1. What about cos 30? These will be interchanged. Cos 30 and sine 60, those things will be interchanged. So cos 30 is root 3 over 2. And cos 45 and the sine 45 is the same, 1 over root 2. And here cos 60 and sine 30 are same, so it is half. And cos 90 is 0. And tan 90 means, tan means sine divided by cos. You can divide and get the answer. 0 divided by 1 is 0. And these two, if you divide these things, what will happen? 2 and 2 are getting cancelled. 1 over root 3. 1 over root 3. And if you divide these the same value, so it will be 1. And 2 and 2 getting cancelled, it will be root 3. And what will happen? 1 divided by 0. I told you it is not infinitive because mathematically you can't divide anything by 0. So you can say it will be getting close to infinitive, but getting close to infinitive and equal to infinitive are two different things. Here 1 divided by 0, you can't say it is equal to 0. it will be not defined. So you can say it is mathematically not defined. Mathematically not defined. So you have to understand, you have to remember these things. Okay, by remembering those things, we can move to the other parts here. Okay, I will see what we can do next. My question is, what is sine 120? Okay, you can use two methods. One thing is the odd method, odd multiple method, and the other thing is the even multiple method. So you guys agreed that even multiple method was easy for you. So I will use only even multiple method. So first of all, you have to make this angle with even multiple of 90. What are the even multiple of 90? 180, 360. Okay, like that way it is going, but you want to get the closer even multiple, that is 180. So you can rewrite this one as, okay, before to get the things, first of all, you want to verify what is the sign here. That means whether it is positive or negative. Okay, if you consider sine 120, it will be coming to the second quadrant. That means it is an obtuse angle. Obtuse angle, and you want to check whether it is sine. What is the trigonometric thing? It is sine. Sine is positive in the second quadrant. So first you have to write it is positive. Then you can write, if it is, you can rewrite this thing as uh, even multiple of 90. You can write it as sine 180 minus 60. When it is even multiples, always you are getting the same. This one positive, and sine, you are getting this acute angle, sine 60. Okay, what is the answer then? Root 3 over 2. Okay, that's the way you want to get. Okay, if it is, we'll say cos value, we'll say cos 120. You want to take cos 120. Okay, it is not that nice. I will take this one. Since I'm not using a graphic tablet, it is very difficult to write by this mouse. Cos 120. Okay, first of all, verify the sign. Sign, since it is cos and angle is 120. 120 means obtuse angle in the second quadrant. And in the second quadrant, cos is negative. So you can write negative. Negative cos. How do you make 180? 120? 180 minus 60. 60. Okay, you can say then negative. Okay, what will happen? Cos, if it is even multiple, always it will be the same trigonometric ratio, cos, and you want to take the 60. Cos 60, it is half, but you will get minus half. The same way you can get the tan value also. Then you are getting tan is the negative sign you are getting, and the angle is this one, minus tan 60. That means it is minus root 3. Okay, you can understand that. But the problem is now, what will happen when it completes one circle? That means after 360, what will happen? Okay, I'll take one example. You want to take sine 405. Sine 405. Now don't go with 180 because it is more than that one. Get the next even multiple. What is the next even multiple? It is 360. Okay. You have to get the closer value. Okay. If it is more than 360, you have to take the next even multiple. Okay. First of all, verify it is 405. Okay. If you feel like it is very difficult to understand that one, you can just rewrite things. First, you can write sine. Okay, sine. You can write 360 plus 360 plus 45. Okay, now you can understand this one. 360 plus 45, where it is located. This 45. Okay, it is a 45, isn't it? And you want to understand 360 plus 45. When it is 360, what will happen? Okay, if it is 360, it will be complete in this one and comes to this position. Where is 405? 405 means you have to again go 45 degrees. When you go 45 degrees, it will still in the first quadrant. Okay, therefore, now you want to understand where this is located, where this 405 is located. It is in the first quadrant. Okay, why? After 360, you again take 45 degrees. Therefore, it will be locating in the first quadrant. Okay, therefore, this value is in the first quadrant. Therefore, sign is positive because all values are positive there. So this is positive. Okay, then you don't want to consider this one. You have to take just the sine 45, positive sine 45. Sine 45 is what? 1 over root 2. The same manner you can get cos 405, that is also locating in the first quadrant, and you are getting the same answer 1 over root 2, and tan 45 also in the same quadrant, but tan 45 means it is just 1, positive 1 you are getting. We'll take another example. What will happen like 420? 420. What will happen? The answer for 420. 420 sine 420. 420. You think about where it is located. 420 means it will complete one circle, and after that you want to have another 60. Another 60. Another 60. Then what will happen? What will happen? The same quadrant, it will be coming to the first quadrant. So the sine 420 equals sine 60. What is that? It is root 3 over 2. So you have to calculate and get the thing. Cos 420, that is what? Cos 60, that is half. Tan 420, it is what? Tan 60, it will be root 3. We'll see where after completing one obtuse angle is coming. That type of situation we'll consider. Okay, I will consider a situation like 407. Something. Now, when it comes to this level, what will happen? 540. Okay, if it is comes to this level, 540. 540, I will take 510. I am going to take 510. Okay, how this 510 is occurring? You can say 300 after completing 360, but it is very close to 540. So don't go with 360 now. You want to go with the 540. Okay, you want to take always the even multiple, but 510 is far away from the 360, but it is close to 540. So get 540. Then 540 is also even multiple. You know that 90 into 6, it is what? 540. Always take a even multiple. So now I want to take sine 510. Okay. What is this one? Sine 510. I can rewrite this one. You have to first identify where is the location. I'll erase this thing. Okay, now this is the 540 position. How 510 is occurring? It is less than 30 to the 540. Okay. Always angle you want to measure in the anti-clockwise direction, but what will be this angle? This angle is 30. So this position is 510. Okay, now we'll see sine 510. You know it will be locating in the second quadrant. Second quadrant, what is positive? Only sine is positive. Only sine is positive. Okay, and you can write sine 540 minus 30. And you know that since it is the second quadrant, you know that sine is positive. Sine is positive. And this is what? Positive sine 30. Positive sine 30. It will be half. It will be half. And if I take cos 510, cos 510, what will be happening? Cos is negative in the second quadrant. You know that 510 is locating in the second quadrant, but cos is negative. So you can write negative cos 540 minus 30. Okay, it is then what? Negative cos 30. Negative cos 30. You can write minus root 3 over 2. And if it is tan 510, tan 510, you know, obtuse angle of the second quadrant, always it is negative because only sine is positive. Negative tan 540 minus 30. Minus 30. And it is negative tan 30. Negative tan 30. And you will be getting what? Minus 1 over root 3. I think this will be enough you to understand those things. And thank you very much, Zineka, for asking this question. And also, guys, we can do a nice research in the biomedical field if you join in this manner. And the guys who are in the software intern team, I'm very sorry for the delay. And I will be involved with the JSP servlet project, and I will record that one and upload here. Then you can go through that one and follow the steps. Thank you very much, guys.